Hey there everyone, my name is Dylan. I've been working in the automation and AI field for about 2 years now, and today I'm kind of showing you how you can make an Airbnb scraper that is able to pull the quotes so you can compare it to your own personal website, and you can pull availability and you can compare that to your personal website as well. The reason that this tool can be a little bit powerful, and this is one that I even sell to clients as well that run Airbnb, is you can compare it like a quote from Airbnb over to your personal website, because usually on your personal website that price is much cheaper than on Airbnb, because Airbnb just has a bunch more service fees, a bunch of stuff. And what you can do with that is when you have like a salesperson that's trying to get people to book that appointment, you can compare those two prices. You can show them how much they'd be saving booking directly through you and not Airbnb. And same thing with availability. If you got someone booking on one place and someone booking on another, this avoids people double booking on a position, because then you're able to, adjust what you need and book the calendars that you need for each website. So with that, right away, I'm going to show you how to create the quote scraper here first. So we're going to head over to make.com first, which is where we will be making this automation in. And what we'll be doing is we're just going to create a new scenario for now, and we'll just name it quote BNB just for now. And then we're going to go to here, new module, Appify, and it's going to be run in actor. And then you're going to be like, oh, what's Appify? We're going to go over to the Appify now then. Appify is basically just it's basically a marketplace for scrapers that people have created that have a very easy way of, APIing over to make.com and AN, whatever you're using. And the one that we're going to be using is this Airbnb rooms URL scraper. And how do we get that? We just go to store right here, rooms URL scraper. And we'll do Airbnb rooms URL. And there will be a few other ones that you see that pull up. This one has been the one that's worked the best for me and gives me the actual proper data that I need. What we're going to do with that now is we're going to go over to an Airbnb link. This is the one that I'll be using right now for just testing purposes. And when you copy it, you only want to take the Airbnb up until the end of this number, which is that number is the room ID. You don't need any of the other info in this whole link. It's just worthless and makes it more dirty. We're going to go back to here, the start URL. We'll paste it into there, just like this. Actually, my bad. We need this. That's what you need. The HTTPS, the www.airbnb.com with the room and then the room ID. That's what you need. So that's good right there. You'll see booking options. All this you can really just kind of ignore. But one thing you do want to make sure is that whenever you have your check-in date or your checkout date, you want that to be a date that is actually available. So if I go here, we can check, the 24th to the 27th, that is available. So put that as a date. All this stuff, you don't really need to worry about it. It's kind of pointless info. It doesn't change anything for it. And when we have this now, all we'll do is just hit save and start. We'll wait for it to run here. Usually it just takes a couple seconds. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't like to work. Just double check, yeah. You just go back to it, runs, you can check it, and you see these different fields, thumbnail, ID, title, description, rating, price, all that. The main one that we want though with this one is the price, which it gives us all this info. And you say these ones are null. That's something that's wrong with the scraper, is occasionally it won't give you the other breakdown prices as well, but that's very rare. It's actually kind of funny that it worked like that this first time. So we'll go back to this actor. And what we need to get for it now, because if we check on the make, we can select the actor for it. Make sure you're on your main API. We get that, just hit add, and you can just click this link right here, and it'll take you to your profile page to get your API token. Put it in here, put the name that you need. So I'm on the right API. I'm going to go to my actors, and I'm going to select Airbnb Rooms URL Scraper. And now we need an input JSON for it to actually do what we need. To get that, we'll go back to here. Instead of manual, we're going to go to JSON. And then we're going to have the full JSON for this. We'll copy all of it, go back to make, and we'll input it. But as you can see, this comes in pretty dirty when you input it into here. Sometimes this will work with make, sometimes it won't. It really just kind of depends what you're using. So we'll delete that, and we're going to go to a JSON validator. We're just going to paste it in here, click validate, and we're just going to recopy it again. And then when we put it in here, we'll see that it stays clean. Don't ask me why that changes anything, but it does. Now that's in here, we can basically just ignore the rest of this stuff. All this is unneeded. We're just going to hit save. And now, if we just run once, we can go back here, click on runs, and we can see that it's running the crawl for it now. We'll wait for that to finish. Just finished. Click on it. And as you can see, this time we actually got all the price breakdown, we got the service fees, we got the taxes, we got all of that information now. Now you're probably going to be wondering, well, Dylan, how do I actually get the data for this now? It's quite simple. I'm just going to go back to here. We're going to create a new scenario, and we'll name this one quote data, just to keep it simple. Go to Appify, and we're going to do watch actor run, and that one will be whenever the actor finishes. This will basically just retrieve all the data that I got from it. We need to create a hook for it, so we're going to go to add, and we'll name this quote B&B test. Make sure you're on the right API, actor. You'll choose the actor that you need. In this case, it's the Airbnb Rooms URL Scraper. We will save that, and it will go up right here. Save that again. And all this will do, though, is it will basically just let us know when the actor is done. To actually get the data now, we're going to add another module, Appify, and this one will be Get Dataset Items. Once again, create the API, and for the dataset ID, it is not this ID right here. That is not the right one. What we need is down here at the bottom, the default dataset ID. Now that one is the correct one to get the data. We'll save that. As you can see, all this, we can kind of just ignore all this. You can change the formatting depending what you need. With this one, JSON works perfectly fine. If you want it in CSV, you can do that. HTML, you can do that. Whatever you need it for, you can do that. We'll save that. Now if we run this, you'll see that it just keeps starting. That's because we haven't ran the actor. So we go back to this scenario and we run the actor. Instantly runs. Now we just wait here for the actor to finish and we'll receive the data for it. Just takes a little bit, like I said, just a few seconds. And the APIs go across, it's a couple extra seconds. Really not too bad at all. Data's done. We can check our data. You get all this beautiful data now. Ratings, breadcrumbs, host, co-host, locations. Main thing that we want though is the price. Label price and price, breakdown. Alright, a double time in a row that it didn't show up, but it's pretty crazy odds I might go buy a lottery ticket after this now. But you'll get all the data for in here, and you can basically use that for whatever you need. An example of what I've used this for, and this is what I sell to people, is I'll take that price and I'll basically just compare it to their website price, and then I'll have it go through a ChatGPT prompt that will just be like, hey, this is the price on Airbnb, this is the price on their website, what is the difference between the two, and let them and create an SMS message saying that you're saving this much money by booking on our personal website. That way people know they're getting a good discount, it helps them close a little bit, and this also saves a lot of time for the actual salespeople as well that are doing their job for this, because then they know right away all the information that they need. Alright, so now that you know how to make the quote scraper for it, I'm going to teach you how to make the availability scraper for it. We just want to use a little bit more modules just to clean it up a little bit more because you get a lot more data. And this one is quite simple. So this one, we'll go to our actors again, and this one's called the Airbnb occupancy scraper. And the way to find that one is you go to store, do Airbnb occupancy. It'll be the only one that shows up. It's by Data Harvester. We'll run that, and you'll see we'll need the room ID. And the way that we get the room ID is we go to here, the Airbnb link. You can see the whole URL for everything. It's after the slash, the / for rooms. It's this number right here before the question mark for when it gets like adults in the category and all that. So Control C that, paste it in the here, room ID. And the month and year, we'll just put whatever month it is currently. So it's the second month of the year, and it's the year 2025. And this will do data up to 2 years into the future. And once again, we'll just grab the JSON for this. Control C. Come down. Go to this validator. Control V. Validate. Grab it. Control C. Copy it. Come back. We'll create a new scenario. Appify. Run an actor. In the run an actor, make sure you're on your API that you want to use. Go to the actor, Airbnb occupancy scraper, and we'll paste the JSON into there. We'll save this. Now it should be fine. We'll save this here. Go back, create a new scenario. Name it, just so we're all organized. API, watch for actor run. Need to create a hook for it, so add. Main API. Name it occupancy. Actor, Airbnb occupancy scraper. Save. Now it's right there. Save. New, Appify. We're going to use the get dataset items again. Connection, make sure you're on the correct API again. Dataset ID, remember it's not this ID, but down here for default dataset ID. Save. And as well, on this one, we'll actually clean it up a little bit more. Where it says format, we do not want JSON because when it's JSON, it will come back as a separate bundle for each individual date. And that will give you a separate one as well for the actual date itself and then the actual availability for it. And when it does that, it's just too many bundles. You can't organize it. You can't get the data for it. So you want to format that to CSV. We'll save that. And then right now we'll just run once. So again, I got to go back to make that com. All right, I'm back in the run actor for this one. Everything's correct. We'll just run once. Goes through. Wait for this to finish. All right, now that it's finished, we can check to make sure I put data. You get this long string of data. And then all we're going to do for this is I'm just going to be nice and simple with it. We're going to use ChatGPT, create a completion model GPT-4o, or whichever one is really one of the better ones for whenever you're watching this video. Wait for this to load. We'll add a message. We want to use an assistant as the role. And for the text, what we want to say is something along the lines of, we'll be giving you data for data that has a date with true or false next to it. If true, that just means the date is available to be booked on Airbnb. Give me this month and next month all available dates for booking. And then we'll say this is today's date for reference. You can click this right here, it's the calendar, and we'll just hit now. And then after that we'll go, here is your data. Go back to the star and we'll just click on data. Save. We'll see if that prompt works. We'll run it once. And we'll run this one again. And really, you can set this up to be formatted any way you want. If you want all of the dates, you can do that. If you want to just have everything completely and it goes over to a spreadsheet, you can do that. There's many different ways that you can use this for. This is just going to be a simple way that you can see that you can format it as. See if it came out correctly. I didn't say to not do that one, but look. For February 25th, the available dates are available for booking 9th, 10th, 11th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 26th, 27th, and it also does March. And to get rid of that right there, it's real simple. And the message takes forever to load. Don't give me any extra text. Only give me the result. And that right there will make sure that it doesn't have that extra text. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope this is able to help you out at all. If you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment. I will help you the best that I can. And this is really just like kind of like the basic ways that you can use this to get the data that you need. This doesn't really show off any kind of practical ways of using it. But like I said at the beginning, some of the practical ways that you can use this is like comparing the price of Airbnb and your personal website and having it send out an SMS text to the person interested in booking, telling them like, hey, you can save money if you book it over on our actual website. You could save, let's say, $500 when you compare the prices for it, and they can book it there. And the availability reason is you can scrape the availability on your personal website as well and on Airbnb, and you can basically just have them collectively collide to make sure that you're not double booking anything. So that's just a few of the practical ways that you can use it. If you have any other type of tutorials that you want to see in the future, just go ahead and leave a comment about that as well, and I'll go ahead and give that to you. Thank you.